I remember in one of my long nights of binging YouTube videos, I found a video called The Animation of Phoenix Wright by New Frame Plus. It talked about the art of the sprite work and how lack of detail can actually benefit a game's charm. Personally, I believe that the voice acting, or lack thereof, can also improve the game's charm and effect as well. Hell, one of the trademarks of the Ace Attorney series is the aggressive lawyer man screaming at witnesses for even thinking about contradictions. So why is it that I remember the Hold It from Edgeworth more so than the voice acting from a AAA game where all the lines are voiced, and quite well at that? Does less actually increase the quality of a game's voice acting? These are the questions I'm hoping to answer today, so join me as I dive into the art of the Objection! So, assume you're a game developer, right? Your boss just told you that you need to go from idea to finished project in 6 months, and that you have to put it on the Game Boy Advance, whose game file size is extremely small to the point where things start getting squished in there. Now, your name is actually Shu Takami, the director of the team for the original Ace Attorney series. Sound files, although usually small, cannot exist in a large amount. The original Japanese version of Ace Attorney was 3.8 megabytes in size, which, if you know computer slang, that is super duper small. Obviously, this knocks out the possibility of fully voiced lines, but you need something. SFX, music, voice acting, it's all a part of the game, but you need at least some of it because people would start worrying if your game was a silent film. So obviously you need voice acting. But where? Do you do it like Professor Layton, where lines of absolute importance are voiced? Or maybe do you do something like Danganronpa or Persona, where reactions are voiced, giving characters more, well, character? Although both are great ideas and are well used in their respective games, Takumi wanted to do something unique, and this is where the voice lines come into play, through the courtroom scenes. But wait! You can't just hire voice actors, they cost a lot of money, and you're a rookie developer. Capcom doesn't want to give you that much money to spend on professional voice acting. So Takumi does the funniest damn thing I can imagine, and just says, yeah, I'll do it, screw it. All lines voiced for Phoenix Wright in the Japanese edition were completely voiced by the director of the game. This is how the game was released, with employees doing the voice acting for the objections, and it was a success. They released a full trilogy for the series on the Game Boy Advance, using employees to scream into a microphone, and life was good. However, the series started to get a lot of traction outside Japan, and so a localization was needed. The trilogy released on the DS, as it was gaining a lot of popularity for being the casual person's console, yet they still continued the tradition. These game developers have respect in the company, yet the person who voiced Phoenix was the director for localization at the time. They didn't even have to. They literally hired a voice actor for Edgeworth's line. And as I was researching this topic, I found this so damn hilarious. But okay, there's a lot of history, blah blah. I'm not your AP US history teacher. Why does this matter? Well, it matters, my friend, because this forced decision because of hardware limitations made this game so much more memorable, and I don't even think they meant to do that. Okay, now put on your subjective ears for a second. I'm gonna play you a clip, and I want you to tell me what kind of person is in the voice, okay? Objection! Obviously, if you played the game, you know who it is, but focus more on the actual emotions it produces. Fear-mongering, confidence, even just elderliness, perhaps a little constipated. All of these feelings from a single word being stated is kind of the beauty of these voices. It speaks volumes to the characters that talk more than just a voice-acted line. Phoenix literally says only 5 words, and I feel like I know him personally, even excluding the stellar writing. His confidence, his smugness, his volition, all of it can be seen coming from his pointing out a contradiction with his magical and effervescent objection. Should probably not do that. Although people really don't like this game, hearing Apollo shout, "Gotcha!" at the top of his lungs when he sees someone twitching their left butt cheek because they're lying, it makes it feel like he's a badass. Also, I really just like the lineup of sounds that the game presents when you succeed at perceive. Just humor me for a moment. Gotcha! So obviously, this voicing is important when it comes to the atmosphere and understanding the characters' inner emotions that can't be shown through art. But unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and that happens around the time of the release of Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, and the end starts at Dual Destinies. Now, I know a lot of people like to hate on Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright on both sides of the spectrum since it doesn't have enough puzzles and the cases are kinda short, but I think the voice acting kinda took a hit. Now, don't get me wrong, having new voice actors is completely fine. I think the voice actors onwards are very good and they're passionate about their work, but I think the direction for the voice actors floundered a little bit. Comparing the voice clips of the Ace Attorney trilogy and the voice clips of Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright, you can sense a little bit of magic gone. With the original, you can hear the confidence, the power, but the new one, it feels a little weak, a little hesitant, and a little unknowing. However, looking at the story of the game, I can kind of see the justification for wanting this, as he's in a bizarre world where things happen that don't make physical sense. However, I don't see this justification for the 3DS games of Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Sam Riegel, is that how you pronounce his name? Sam Riegel. Yeah, okay. Sam Riegel plays the voice of Phoenix, and I struggle to see the direction he was given, even after watching the interview that he does. Now, Sam Riegel is an immensely talented voice actor. His appearances in animation and games are truly amazing. But he also played Teddy for Persona 4 Golden, so I feel like there's a bit of a discrepancy. I just don't feel empowered when he says objection. And I don't think it's his voice acting ability, but more so that the directors didn't really place much emphasis on the clips, which is at least understandable. It's just 4 voice clips. What does it really matter? He says in the interview that it really just needs to sound loud, but I don't really think that's the only thing that makes a line effective. It's the subtle tones, it's the ability to hear it over and over again that makes the objection so amazing. And I think Sam simply just missed the mark. So, what's the future of this magical objection? Well, with leaks done on Capcom, it might be safe to say that the localization of Daigaikuten... How the do you pronounce that? Daigaikuten Saiban. Daigaikuten Saiban. I don't fucking... Well, with leaks done on Capcom, it might be safe to say that the localization of Daigaikuten Saiban... God damn it. I can't pronounce this. Well, with leaks done on Capcom, it might be safe to say that the localization of The Great Ace Attorney is coming to the Switch and PS4, which would require the lines to be revised to English and other languages. This is where I'm hoping that Capcom America just hits a dinger with their voice actor they hire, like they did with Ryusuke and its Japanese voice, where you can hear the tones that I've talked about in length. Combine that with a potential 7th part to the Ace Attorney series that will most likely be on Switch, I just hope that they realize the impact of the objection and other voice lines. It gives the characters emotions without having to give voice actors in the booth for entire paragraphs, and it gives gameplay a much more snappy feel with the way it all sounds. This is my Christmas wish list, so if Santa doesn't give me these things, I'm gonna be So forgot to mention this. There's an addendum to the video. I recorded the voice lines I think about a couple weeks ago, and I just found some new information that came to life. And what? I mean, it's fine. It's personally, I prefer the translation, but I mean, this is cool. I like it. Oh my god. I listened to a couple of the voice lines, and I mean, they're fine. They remind me of Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, more so than the original trilogy. I mean, those voice lines weren't awful. They were okay. Other than that, yeah, no, they're also including the original Japanese voice clips, which I thought was really cool and smart on their part. Yeah, no, I mean, there's not a whole lot to say since the game just got announced. Hoping July 27th releases, coming up to it, releases some more information about the actual game and, its contents. I looked up the voice actor for Ryusuke, and he's not really well known. I think he did like 10 things. Yeah, no, he's not really well known, but he is, he's a good voice actor. I don't want to, clown on him too much. I thought it was weird that the fans translation used sir when, for hi, often because it's, like a form of respect or endearment towards someone else. And for some reason, the official translation changed it to yes, which is its literal meaning. Hi, means yes. But I kind of like the idea of sir more so, even if it's not sticking to it truly, and you know what I mean. You get what I mean. Super cool. I'm really glad that this got, released. I think a lot of people were waiting for it. It also speaks to the leaks on Capcom. Ace Attorney 7 game might be possible. And I think, oh god, it would be 2022, I think, was the leak. I'm not sure. The story mode, I think, is smart because I kind of hate looking through walkthroughs and guides if I get stuck on one specific part. And if my brain just isn't working, it's nice that I can just be like, yeah, can do this question for me. Yeah, no, this is really sick. I'm glad that they're doing this. Hey, thanks for watching to the end. I know this is the first time I've done something like this, so I would appreciate suggestions or things you enjoyed in the comments. If you've been subscribed, I appreciate you sticking with me during this hiatus. And if you're new here, I also appreciate you enjoying this video. I'm hoping to do more things like this, so if you're interested in that kind of stuff, you can always subscribe to me. Well, that's all from me. Jacob signing off.